Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video is going to be pretty simple. Just a discussion on what do I think will be in the Nintendo Direct presentation tomorrow, September 12th, 2025. Some games that I feel like probably won't be shown in the shown in the showcase, but I could still probably make it. And then honestly, some games that deep down I want, even though I know they probably won't actually be in this showcase. So without for any further ado, let's just get started with the games that I think will probably not be in it, but I can still kind of see being in it. All right, so our first one is Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. Like this one's pretty simple. We saw it in the Nintendo, I believe it was either the partnership showcase. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the partnership showcase. We've already seen it in this kind of trio of directs. So I really don't think we're going to see it again. Again, I could be wrong. Heck, it could be shown like a little clip of it in like a sizzle reel, but I don't think there's really going to be a highlight on Age of Imprisonment. In a similar vein, I don't think we're going to see Pokemon Legends ZA in this direct either. We just got a trailer for Legends ZA showing off Mega Malamar. So I do think this probably has higher odds of showing up than Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, but not by that much. Like if we do see it, it's probably gonna be because uh they reveal like maybe the starters megas or the Kalos starter mega evolutions. I doubt there's really any other big secret gameplay bits that they haven't already revealed to us yet. I also don't think we're going to see like Pokemon Champions just because I feel like that's something that probably won't come out until just after Pokemon Day, if not on Pokemon Day. So that would be a Pokemon Presents thing. I've seen rumors that we could get a new spin-off game, but similar. I just don't know if we're going to see. I don't think we'll see any Pokemon at this Presents. I'd be excited, but you know, not putting the bets on it. Next up, I kind of have the duo of Rhythm Heaven and Tamagotchi Life, living the dream. They were revealed for the Switch 1 right before the Switch 2 release. They were revealed in that very last Switch 1 Focus Direct. So I feel like we're probably going to see them here. If these two games have Switch 2 editions, we're going to see it there. They'll probably have at least like a free update that lets them look better on the Switch 2. But if there's any additional content, we will probably see at this direct. I could see both of them having Switch 2 content, honestly. Rhythm Heaven, maybe like some mini games with the mouse control. Tamagotchi Life, maybe controlling with the mouse mode. Both would probably be related to mouse mode. So I definitely think we're going to see them here, maybe even with Nintendo Switch 2 editions for them revealed. Now, speaking of games coming out for the Switch 1 with Switch 2 editions, we got Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We got to be getting a release date. Unless, even honestly, if they announce that Prime 4 is getting delayed, I feel like they would still put that announcement in the direct. Now, honestly, it's been rated. It's had all this stuff about you. We've seen demos. It's got to be ready. They've really just got to be waiting on that release date, and I feel like we're gonna get that release date here in this direct. They're still saying 2025. It might just be like a hey, it will come out like end of January 2026. So not entirely 2025, but it's still pretty close. Or it could be still be a November game, honestly, especially because the next game I don't think is really going to steal much spotlight from it. No offense. And that next one's Kirby Air Riders, just because honestly, like, I don't think there's really that many like casual people out there who would be like, oh man, I want Kirby Air Riders and Metroid Prime Beyond, but I can only buy one, and it will only ever buy one. I gotta pick. Like honestly, if there are people, there are tons of people obviously who will buy both games. They will either straight up buy them both at launch, or they'll pick one over the other and then eventually get the other one. I don't think it'd be that big of a deal if Metroid Prime came out like 3 weeks after Kirby Air Riders. But I do think we'll see Air Riders at the Nintendo Direct. I think it'll just be a short little trailer, maybe revealing a new mode, maybe some new characters, simple stuff like that. We could still maybe see another Sakurai Presents over it, but it's just gonna be basic news tomorrow. And the last unreleased Nintendo produced Switch game I think we're going to see is Splatoon Raiders. It was revealed in a very interesting way a couple months ago, so I feel like this will be our chance to actually see gameplay for it. I don't remember. I feel like they said it was releasing 2026. If not, it's going to release 2026. But I think we'll get kind of like our idea as to when. I don't think it's going to be by February 2026, so we'll still probably see it again in like a February direct. But I think we're going to see some gameplay, a little bit more like what is this game about, and then maybe like a summer 2026 release date for now. All right, now some third-party games that we already know about, starting with the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. We've already seen bits of this. I think it's just going to be a short little, hey, remember this also comes out in October. I don't think they put it in the partner showcase just because Square wrapped that up with Octopath Traveler 0 and Adventures of Elliot, which fantastic demo, by the way. I really want to play that when it comes out. And then like the Japanese version also had the Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake Switch 2 update in that. So I feel like they decided just save this for the next direct so people don't get super duper annoyed by us and our HD 2D remakes. Next up, Elden Ring. We've already got confirmation that Elden Ring is coming out on the Switch 2. We've seen demos of it. Apparently, it hasn't been running super good, but apparently, like the Star Wars Outlaws demos weren't running super good, and then it released, and a lot of those issues were resolved. So, Elden Ring might pull off the same thing. I think we're just going to see it again and proper release date for it. And then, of course, we've got the Dusk Bloods, the Dustborn creators game that was revealed in the original Nintendo Switch 2 big hour showcase. I think we're going to see more of it, release date. Probably just know some more about this game. Apparently, they were already developing it for the Switch 1. They decided to bring it over to Switch 2, so I feel like we're probably going to see some more in-depth, like, how does this game actually work here. Now, I will also say, as I kind of use this as a segue into the next part, I do think we're going to see some Xbox, some Microsoft things here. I would love like the Halo the Master Chief Collection to be revealed. Uh, Probably not though, just to be negative. Maybe if I don't expect it, it'll happen. But I feel like there's so many options for Microsoft-owned games that could be announced for Switch 2 that I really didn't want to have to find more JPEGs because this video has already taken too long to come out. I've been too busy. Yeah, it could be Master Chief Collection. It could be Sea of Thieves. It could be new Call of Duty. It could be Fallout. It could be really anything. So I'm just placing this here that these are possibilities. We're gonna see something Xbox in this direct. And next, I do have like 2 actual PlayStation games I think we might see. So the first one is the Final Fantasy VII remake. I know there was a leaker who leaked the direct date that said we were going to see 3 of the big 7s in the direct. So I'm assuming this is why. I've seen a bunch of theories, like Resident Evil, I think a few others. I don't really know much about the others, like developers and stuff. But I know Square Enix, I remember seeing a while back, like them talking like with shareholders or something about how they were kind of disappointed by how the Sony deal came out because it's a bunch of different factors. I think the big one being you do these exclusives for one system, you're missing out money on all the other systems. So I feel like seeing 7 remake and maybe even like part 2, is that Rebirth? I don't know. Both of them will probably be on the Switch too. Now I think Kind of the more significant one that would be announced would be Helldivers 2. Recently, as I'm sure many people who are watching or listening to this know, it just recently got brought onto the Xbox. I got a really good friend of mine. He plays Xbox. He just got it on his Xbox, and he's been obsessed with it. And a bunch of the guys he works with, they also play Xbox. Now they're obsessed with Helldivers 2. So I feel like, boom, Switch 2, it would make sense. I feel like it could run Helldivers. I feel like Helldivers is one of those games where it's like people are going to argue, I don't think it could run it. But then you look at a bunch of other games that like the Switch 2, even the Switch 1 could run. And it's like, are you sure? Are you sure it can't run it? I feel like it could probably run Helldivers too. If they port it over or not, we will see. That would be pretty hyped. Bring democracy to the Switch too. All right, our next category is going to be game updates and kind of just system updates. So like that's like the Switch 2 editions, Switch 2 updates, GameCube classics, and then just like any DLC or stuff for games. I chose this picture here. They recently announced a Nintendo Switch bundle with Nintendo Switch Sports. Interesting decision. Um, Whether this means we'll see Nintendo Switch Sports, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, I don't know. I think that game sold really well, despite being pretty negatively received. So we'll see. I guess I could kind of see them announcing that, but I also think kind of see that. It's we'll see. So for a game update, while we could get like Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC, I would love that. I love Donkey Kong Bonanza. I think if any game is going to get DLC announced, it's going to be Mario Kart World. Whether it's paid DLC or like a free update or free DLC, we got to be getting more stuff from Mario Kart World. There's no way after the success of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, them making Mario Kart the launch title for the Switch 2, that they did not also plan for there to be substantial updates to the game not too long after launch. I think it's enough time to announce that DLC. Uh, I personally feel like for Mario as a whole, we could see more Mario than that in this direct. I feel like they might do a Mario uh, direct some other time this month. But even then, that's kind of mixed. I do think maybe part of the reason why it's an hour-long direct could be because of all the Mario stuff. So just to throw that out of the way, Mario Kart World DLC, um, 3D All Stars Switch 2 edition with Galaxy 2, Mario movie casting, maybe more stuff for the theme park, and then like maybe Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition, and then teasing a new 3D Mario game. But I think if it's just one Mario thing in this direct, it's Mario Kart World DLC. Now, one Switch 2 edition, I feel like we might see a couple. But if we're just going to get one, I hope it's a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I could see us getting an X Switch 2 update, the free one. I feel like 2 might be like a paid one, that kind of thing. It's almost been 10 years. I don't see us getting a remake of it in the Switch 2's lifetime, but I feel like a free, or not a free, or even just like a paid Switch 2 edition that kind of acts like a soft remake for the game, maybe like another New Game Plus kind of mode would be great. I don't know. I just want more Xenoblade content. Like you best believe I'm gonna be posting Xenoblade content if we get new Xenoblade content reveal. Like, come on. And then last of the updates, we got Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics. We're tending to get these about beginning or end of the month. I feel like they're just going to announce the next one in this direct. I feel like it'll be a big one. I feel like if we get Mario Anniversary content in this direct, it's going to be Luigi's Mansion. If not, who knows? It'll probably be one of the ones they've already shown off will come the the classics. Sorry, my hope would be like maybe Path of Radiance or like Mario Strikers. I think that might already be. My bet's Luigi's Mansion or Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. And then if I may, I'm gonna wrap this up with 4 kind of delusional hopes. Games that I would love to either be ported to the Switch 2 or to be announced for the Switch 2. Starting with Monster Hunter Wilds. I don't know, I've just seen some gameplay of this game. It seems pretty fun. I've never really gotten into Monster Hunter, but I'm interested. I like the character designs I've seen. Yes, many of the designs I've seen, in good and bad ways. But yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds seems like a cool game. The only thing that kind of makes me convinced it probably won't is I have heard, that's the thing that's mostly been keeping me from buying it, like on the PS5, is hearing that it doesn't really run well unless you have like a really good like computer. So that might cause it to not get ported. They already announced like Monster Hunter Stories 3. I'm definitely interested in that. I definitely want to try out Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2 to prepare me for 3. But yeah, it'd be cool to also get into like the mainline Monster Hunter. So we'll see. Or they'll do like a Switch exclusive Monster Hunter. All right, the next one is really for the delusional Fire Emblem fan in me, and that is to finally get the Genealogy remake. If you did not know, when Engage came out, inside of Engage's code, there were files that kind of showed that there was supposed to be a game in between Three Houses and Engage. Very likely a Genealogy remake, because Sigurd or Sella, whichever one's the dad. I'm sorry, I always forget them. He was the only character who really had like a major kind of design change. And he was kind of significant-ish in the story. Really, was only Marth, but he was out of all of them kind of the secondary one. So a lot of the assumptions was okay. Their idea was a Genealogy of the Holy War remake, maybe even Tharcia in it as well, and then Engage. Then COVID happened. Heck, Engage got pushed back. It was supposed to be like the anniversary game, and then that it didn't make the anniversary because of COVID. So my assumption, and like a lot of other fellow delusional Fire Emblem fans, is that they decided to take genealogy, maybe even then deciding to put Tharcia in it as well. And Switch 2 has mouse controls. Probably figured like, hey, this could be an interesting game to play with mouse controls. So let's save it for the Switch 2, release it with mouse controls. I am delusional. Speaking of delusional, I want another monolith soft game. I'm a greedy boy. I don't care if it's 4. I don't care if it's a new IP. I'd be hyped. And like I said, you definitely be seeing a lot of that content mixed with Pokemon if that got announced. But for real, finally the last like big, probably not going to happen at least for a while. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I feel like this game would do so well on the Switch. I keep trying to decide if I want to get it or wait for it to be on the Switch. I feel like it'd be pretty good. I feel like they want it on the Switch. It's probably less of a will we put it on and more of a when can we put it on. Like I'm sure as soon as they get or got Switch 2 dev kits, first thing, boom, we gotta work to port this. So probably not gonna be revealed yet. And honestly, if it were, probably not even a release date. But it would be hype. It would be hype. So, in the end, those are just a big handful of games that I think we will probably either see updates for, or maybe not even see, or really want to see in this Nintendo Direct tomorrow. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Or, more than likely, I feel like a lot of people might see this after the Direct, so be free to tell me, hey, idiot, they didn't show Rhythm Heaven. We'll see.